Hi, my name is Johnny da Silva Cerrici, and today I'll be showing a couple of facts you need to know before you read the book The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind is an autobiography about a Malawian engineer named William Kamkwamba. William Kamkwamba was born on August 5th, 1987, in Malawi, Africa, a country that was in the southern east coast of Africa. William grew up with a family of 9 people: his parents, his 6 sisters, and himself. One thing you should be aware of before reading this book is the word poverty. You will hear poverty a lot in this novel. William had an intense childhood due to the fact that he was poor. His parents, Agnes and Triwell Kamkwamba, had many issues with affording things that an average American would take for granted, such as electricity and a proper education. For a living, William's parents were farmers, and the way they gained money was by selling crops that they would cultivate. The Kamkwamba family did not have an enormous and rich farm, just like the ones you would see in Central Valley, California. This means that the farms were not huge with a lot of land and many crops with different types of animals filling up the lands. Although William got food on his table, he did not have a surplus of items and food where he could just get food whenever he felt like it. There was a time in William's life in 2001 where his family's financial conflicts were growing. They suffered through famine and were only able to have 1 meal per day. It's so devastating knowing that you can't afford much and that anything that an average human being would take for granted, such as televisions, phones, computers, lights, basically anything that uses electricity, would be impossible for you to possess. No electricity means no lights. So, that was a lot harder for William's family to accomplish things at night because they could not see anything. Unfortunately, they would have shorter days and they would have to rush to do everything they could in the daytime because they would not have enough time at night because it was dark. And no electricity means no light, so they cannot see anything. Education. We all know the United States is well known for their superiority of education than other countries. Many kids here go to school. Many schools, especially high schools in Malawi, were paid. None of them were free. You had to pay for their textbooks and supplies because they would not offer them like they do here in the United States. William did go to school for a while. Those were the days when his poverty was not extreme. Just like many schools, William had to take an examination to go to high school. Depending on his score, he could either go to a good school or a bad one. The boy's passion for science made him want to go to Chayamba or Kasungu, which were schools with top-level teachers, libraries, accompanied by laboratories where a scientist could study or do his experiments. Yet William failed the exam and went to a horrible and poor school, and luckily had to drop out. Dropping out of school, William educated himself from reading books at the library, mostly science books because of his passion for science. Another thing you have to learn before reading this fantastic novel is a little bit about the African culture. Mystics. Mystics is an important word in this novel because it's what William believed in when he was a younger person. Mystics is the belief of spiritual apprehension, meaning you believe in spirits like ghosts and witches, and you believe in magic. Mystics involves a lot around the word voodooism. Voodooism is technically magic. William does talk about wizards a lot at the beginning of this novel. What he means when he says wizards is actually the term marabou. So a marabou is a Muslim monk to be found in African and Arabic countries. Many people believe that marabous are not only sacred people, but could do sacred and magical things, such as cast spells on your enemies or make wishes come true, even tell your future. In return, marabous would often receive gifts or money. Mysticism would be a big part of the African culture, because people would grow up believing that there is actually supernatural apprehension in the world, that there are actually ghosts, witches, and powerful people able to do magic beyond imagination. It's the way they grew up, it's the way they're educated. Believe it or not, there are still many people believing in mysticism today. As this boy's passion for science grew, and the catastrophe of dropping out of school happened, he went to the library and educated himself by reading science books about science and energy. One of the books had a windmill picture in it, and he wanted to do what he could to help his family. He read that windmills could provide energy and water, so he then decided to make one of his own to help his family and to provide energy in his house. The librarian would then gain curiosity about William checking out this same book about energy. She would then come and see for herself the windmill that William made. She would contact the people who made that book, and they would come with reporters. That was when William's fame gained. He went to conferences and got invited to the United States and had many interviews with different people, such as TED Talk about his windmill. William's dream came true of becoming a scientist and an engineer. He became very successful and still is right now. The private Ivy League research university in Hanover, New Hampshire, known as Dartmouth College, was where William finally received a proper education after gaining recognition for his windmill.
After I dropped out from school, I went to library and I read a book titled Using Energy, and I get information about windmill, and I try and I made it.
You exactly copied the design in the book?
No, I changed.
What happened?
In fact, a design of the windmill that it was in the book, it have got 3 plates, and mine have got 4 plates.
The book had 3, yours had 4?
Yeah, I made 4 plates just because I want to increase power.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you tested 3 and found that 4 worked better?
Yeah. I didn't have money to buy materials to build a windmill to pump water. So I ended up going to the junkyard, which was just next to my former high school. I collected all the pieces that I needed for my windmill, which including getting the tractor fan, shock absorber, using the PVC pipes, putting everything together. I was able to build the windmill.
Before this video is about to end, there's a lesson that you have to learn that I've already learned. The lesson is that with hard work, you can achieve anything you want and your dreams can come true. It doesn't matter what skin you are or where you come from, if you're poor or rich. With hard work and hope, anything can be achieved. I'm Gianni Da Silva Siderici, and thank you for watching this video.